And welcome back once more for the final time this evening. Our third and final matchup will be LDLC versus infectedNation. The reason being, one of these two teams is definitely going through. Famous last words from Red Eye, yet again. We think that that's how this is going to work out anyway, pretty much. The way it stands right now, Western Wolves safely through. They have 6 points out of 6. No problem for them this evening. They have their final match to play against Alternate Attacks, who can still qualify. They already have 4 points from their... no, sorry, they have 1 point from their 2 games. Not 4 points because they lost to infectedNation. But they can still qualify if they win against Western Wolves. However, they would need LDLC to also win by less than the score that they beat Western Wolves by. Still with me? Good. Okay, mind equals blown and all that stuff, but that's fine. infectedNation can also go through. They have 3 points right now. They're in second place. A draw might be enough for them to go through against LDLC, and let's face it, LDLC have gone all 30 rounds in both games so far. It wouldn't be a shocker to see them go again. LDLC can also go through still if they beat infectedNation, and here's the kicker, Western Wolves win their final game, or they draw it, or they lose it, but if they lose, then that's it. infectedNation are through. It's the only way we can guarantee. So infectedNation, if they beat Western Wolves, will definitely go through alongside Western Wolves because they both have 6 points. Clear?
Nope.
Clear as mud. Good. Right then, time to drop you into not that game. Oh, God. Not dear me.
Look.
Yeah, well, we'll drop you into the game because the knife round is about to start. Pansy, take it away.
What? What?
Take it away.
Accent. Give me an accent, quickly.
I don't know, do whatever you want.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. I don't have accents. I have nothing but sadness right now. This is going really quickly. I feel I've let you down here. I'm not
Most awkward knife rounds ever.
I could have had an accent if I had more than 3 seconds. Do you know what would happen if you're in the server? It might have gone better than that. Yeah?
Oi.
Yeah?
Oi.
I could just put it out there right now. Professionalism. All I'm saying. Back in my day.
Right then. Game on. Time to get the game faces going. LDLC, the Laurent de la Clégerie.com team, going up against the infectedNations team. And both of these can still qualify. Only one can qualify from this game, though. I'm trying to think of a scenario whereby both of them could go through, and that's impossible because Western Wolves have already gone through. So we know that at least one of these can go through, but only if Western Wolves go and win their final game. Will guarantee one of these two. Alternate could still go through if they win their match and hope for the right result here. The right result being that LDLC win or draw, and that LDLC, if they win, don't win by as many as Alternate do. It's a complicated scenario that'll play out all evening. Hopefully we'll get live updates from the other game as well. We're going to start things off with Emmy picking up the first one of the round on Super Fighter. Happy though, look at this. Should be able to pick up a couple. In fact, does get one. Kenny, yes, 2 in a row from him. Apex then downs KSD, and Happy will get the final one on YNK, and that is GG round 1, and it's gone the way of the French. That's a much better start on Nuke on CT side.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to see from LDLC, and I think after the last game being so close and such a hard-fought game, they needed that. Confidence-wise, momentum-wise, and hopefully they can kind of do some work off the back of it. But infectedNation can't be taken too lightly, especially on this map, pulling up some decent results against ESC and Wizards already in the RaidCall EMS 1 Summer Cups. So they're certainly a team who can do damage. They got into overtime versus ESC on this very map. So let's not take them too lightly. Obviously, off the back of a pistol loss, we do expect a couple of rounds to get away from them. But we've seen it been switched around before, and with Glocks on their side, you never know what can happen. And there's an interesting boost happening outside, to be fair. I think 2 members are actually getting up onto yellow, or what was yellow back in the day. It's actually 3 members.
It's like a dull beige now.
Yeah, gone off white, I think, is the colour I'm going to go for.
Smoker's white.
Yeah, indeed. Smoking Room White is currently the official title. You see two players trying to get the attention of the LDLC boys, and well, it's not gone too well. They've been handled perfectly by LDLC. The only man to make any sort of impact so far is Nico to do one frag and quickly put down by Apex. So LDLC comfortably handling that. It was an interesting little bit of play coming out from them. I thought there was going to be something happening from that, but with the likes of Kenny and co with eyes on, you're not going to get much, but there is an early buy.
Yeah, no Franks and Son teams in the change for infectedNation that round, even though they're using euros and cents these days. Back in my day, 2-0 LDLC. Okay, just popping a smoke over the top for second red. infectedNation just starting to look like they might want to work upper here. On the early buy in this third round. Here come the flashes into upper. It's double flashes, 4 flashes, in fact 5 in all, flying towards the windows of upper. Smoke deployed as well, nicely done. Nico gets picked off though, happy. And SF have also got them one apiece, but now Maniac somehow is the last man alive after all that gunfire in the upper bomb site. And it's a 1 versus 2 here. And Maniac is going to go down to YNK, and infectedNation get a round on the board in the third round. Very nicely done.
Yeah, indeed, and I've got to credit some of that to some of KGR's aim coming out then. That's absolutely clinical shooting coming out from that man there. So knocking the LDLC guys down to only pistols. But still, on such a biased side, you never know what can happen. It's a dangerous map either way, whoever has the pistol. Obviously with the T-bias with the Glock, we get the map bias with the CTs. So let's see if infectedNation can convert the next round in their favour as well. As they do have the weapons. Let's see if they have the guts to do so. And they exchange shots towards the outside area. Actual nice connection coming in from KGR again onto Maniac towards the ramp areas. They are just being quite tentative now. You cannot take LDLC too lightly, ignoring their last result anyway. They're still an extremely dangerous team. YNK knows exactly where 1 is. It's actually YNK to get the first shot off. I blinked and I missed it, but he did find Apex then. So early advantage to the team you'd expect, but they're being very cautious with this. 1 minute already gone. Still not rushing in anywhere. They're doing great damage though, keeping them at arm's length. Knocking SF down, Maniac down, and Kenny S. Only happy retaining that full HP at the moment. And the Nation need to start making their move. YNK with his second this round. Kenny S the only one to do damage for LDLC, as now Maniac left in a 1v4 with only a pistol beside him. He might be able to get his hands on an AK, but I can imagine iNation know exactly where he is. And they're cornering him in, and there we have it. Nico will get that and bring that scoreline all even, 2-2 on such a CT-biased map. If they can get another round going on here, this is going to be a bit dangerous for LDLC, the people who tend to choke in pressured situations at the moment.
I'm not going to disagree with you. They seemingly have choked this evening. Lost one 16-14, drew the other one 15-all. Apex just congratulating YNK on a fabulous shot. YNK took the compliment with a smiley. Apex says it really was. He could almost be a commentator, couldn't he?
Shall I move over?
I was thinking of him replacing me. 2-2 right now between LDLC and infecedNation, who've got themselves in with a chance here after beating alternate attacks in game 2, losing the opening game against Western Wolves. Fantastic headshot from Nico. And is he going to get a second? God. He is! Just 2 headshots of the highest caliber from Nico outside. Gives his team a 5 versus 3. I think that's 4 versus 3 right now as KSD is picked off by Maniac. Just short of radio. They're going to gang up on Maniac now inside ramp room. KSD says HP, question mark. Plenty of chit-chat between these two, I have to say. 40 roughly, says Maniac. Not counting, don't care. As Ellie comes around the side here. These 4 men are going to try and hit this upper bomb site. They drop in towards that site, and Superfighter, the last man up in the end. Well, actually, Happy was the last man up. He got 1 kill before being dispatched. And infectedNation now have taken the lead at 3-2. And LDLC will push back onto an eco.
Indeed, and for the kind of newer viewers or the more CSGO-orientated viewers, if you're wondering who the hell iNation or infectedNation are, they are a 1.6 side. They have competed at the top level before. They've attended a couple of LANs here and there. I think DreamHack may have been one of them, where I believe they lost out to Fnatic, and that is a long time ago. But these guys have retained a very similar lineup, so you can imagine some teamwork, you know, obviously carrying over through the games and the titles. But you wouldn't expect them to get a win against LDLC on paper, certainly. But nevertheless, they are at the advantage, and you could expect them to get this round here, unless LDLC pulls something off rather magical. So, once again, almost a minute passing. No one dropping, no one being tagged, no damage done. Cautious, slow play coming out from iNation. No need to rush things here. 55 seconds and ticking. They start looking towards ramp. They made their presence known with a little bit of fire coming out. But you can see LDLC already stepping back and playing quite passively. Maniac already positioning himself on that lower bomb site. KGR making the most of it. As they are looking like they're going towards the upper bomb site now, so drawing the attention of LDLC. But I think Apex has cottoned on to the idea of where iNation may just be. The flashes are now coming in. Here comes the absolute downpour of iNation, taking down 2 players already from LDLC, followed up with a third. It's what you'd expect. They're doing it in quite some style now, as only 2 remain, make it 1 as Maniac is the last man standing, and not for long. KGR dealt with him, and well, 4-2. Not a scoreline you'd expected to see.
Mildly confused. Not the scoreline I'd expected to see at all. To take nothing away from infectedNation. Looks like we've got a bit of a pause right now. Gives us a chance to quickly look at the scoreboard. Emmy with a whole stack full of cash so far. He's 7 for 3. YK 5 for 3. Nico's got 5. Casti and KGR 3 apiece. On the other side, nothing to write home about just yet in terms of frags from anyone, really. Happy 6, Kenny S5, Apex 3, SF2, and Maniac with a single kill so far. But 4-2, decent start from infecedNation.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what's gone on here, actually, while we've got a pause. We've got DreamHack coming up this weekend, by the way.
Yeah, if you didn't realise.
If you hadn't already realised. Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday and a bit of Wednesday DreamHack lasts for next week. It's one of those oddities. It is the world record holding LAN for the most amount of people that have attended in the world.
And I do like their blasé attitude towards it. I think they've beaten the record, you know, of their own time and time again, yet only occasionally written off to the Guinness World, you know.
Just
Guinness
now and
World
again when we
Record.
feel like
just
it.
like, I need another plaque on the wall. My
whatever.
toilet's looking a little bit bland. Let's add another one up there.
If you think Robert Olin keeps them in your toilet, you're sadly mistaken.
Is he keeping his onesie that he's now wearing throughout the entire week?
Okay. Apparently, LDLC's comms just needs to be reset right now. So they're playing on LAN together. So
okay, there can be issues.
It's an important thing for them to make sure the system is working for them.
Yeah.
See, should have used RaidCall, shouldn't they?
Most certainly.
Come on, guys, gotta get the sponsor plugs in there.
Say, is that commission based?
Not for me, no.
Well, that's
anyway, the ice skating has begun.
Wow.
That's what often happens when we restart after a pause.
I've never seen that
just does look a bit funny when it's the start of the round, though. And we are back underway. LDLC finding themselves 4-2 down. As we were saying, it is DreamHack this weekend. Some fantastic teams in there again. The usual suspects will be off there, of course. NIP looking to go back and defend their DreamHack title, having won it at DreamHack Winter in 2012. But not in the best of form, I have to say. I don't remember... no, actually, it's not even I remember. There has never been a day anywhere like yesterday where they actually lost 3 matches against 3 different teams on the same evening. Twice in the RaidCall EMS 1. And then against LDLC, this very team in the FOF final as well. So not in the best of form right now, even though they're boot camping together. I'm sure they'll fix that. They usually do before they head off to land. And in any case, you know, online form like that. Wow, Maniac. That was, well, maniacal, as he'll pick up a 4-man here. And another member of the George Foreman Cooking Club is confirmed.
Yeah, that perfect use of smoke. I saw that round going to infectedNation then. You know, the way they opened up, KennyS being under pressure, having to retreat a touch, but Maniac's use of that smoke then on round was insane. That was
interesting as well, because he only had 1 kill from the first 6 rounds.
Certainly made up for it.
Has now got 5.
Yeah, definitely stepping up there on the scoreboard. But it's not quite even yet. LDLC are still behind a round on a relatively biased CT map, so that's an understatement. Yeah, I followed up with understatement. What do you want from me? A drastically biased CT map, and they're
ridiculously biased.
Redonkulously. Well, leave me to do the talking. Right. You're just a pretty face now. Okay. So the early exchange has happened, and it is all even. EMI has taken down Apex, and KSD did drop down earlier, as Auto Director just wants me to look at his body and just remember what's happened. As, let's see what that T-side.
Look at that body.
Oh, God. And Tim's at it as well. Don't encourage him. Dear God, this is what it comes to here, guys.
That body.
Oh, Lord above. I wish I could show you guys what exactly what's happening right now. But apparently you'll have to deal with what iNation are doing. And Maniac following up suit as we saw last time. Landing the shot onto YNK. KennyS chiming in for 1 for himself. So already culling the attack that iNation had in store. Leaving only KGR and EMI alive. 2v4. Almost 3. Maniac is really rather tagged up. 5 HP only standing, but KennyS is certainly landing his shots now. Taking down EMI, leaving only KGR standing, who's going to dive in towards that lower bomb site, not check his corners, and allow Maniac on only 5 HP to get 2 frags that round, and another big round for him. He's really locking down that round for him. He seemed to get a little bit taken aback initially, but certainly working it now.
Yeah, well, you know, when the AWP comes out from KennyS, it gives you a bit more strength on the CT side here on Nuke. And when Maniac can step up and make 4-mans, and you've got Apex and Super Fighter and Happy are all capable of doing the same thing, it all starts to click together, and it just seems like LDLC need a few rounds to get into the games tonight. They were 5-1 down in the first match in the first half. Ended up with a draw against Alternate. They were 5-1 down again in the second map from the first 6 rounds. This one, I suppose you could count it as being slightly better. They were only 4-2 down. And have now come back to 4-4. Do need to make this an 11-4 though, so plenty of work for them to do here in the first half against infectedNation. A win would not guarantee them a place in the quarter-final on LAN, but it would go some way to helping them. Oh, fantastic shot from KSD, but then he was picked off by Apex. Didn't expect another man to pop round the corner. Guess he didn't expect his teammate to be slightly baited there. Apex now is going to come under double fire again. KGR picking up that one, and they've got themselves a 3 versus 2 with 30 seconds remaining, and the bomb is heading low. And infectedNation here have an advantage. Oh, Happy! Double from him in the corner. We've now got a 1v1. Flash goes out, doors close, unfortunately. But KGR knows that Happy is in the room, the barrel room right now. And he goes for the plant. Oh, just about gets away with it. Only 21 points of health now. 8 seconds remaining. Happy clutches the round with a fantastic triple. C'est magnifique. Can LDLC have a 5-4 lead?
Indeed, and what a round to do it on. It got down to a 1v1, and that's exactly when you need players like that to step up to the mark, and that's exactly what they did. So knocking infectedNation onto that eco round, and, well, you'd assume that LDLC will pick this one up, but who knows with these guys. They're an unknown entity within CSGO, pretty much. I think the only real tournament they've really played in so far, where they've got some notable results, is the one we're currently looking at. So certainly a team that you've got to keep your eyes on. And let's see what they're doing this round. So, look, does seem a stronger presence towards the outside area, fancying their chances against Happy again, which is a bit of a mistake right now. Between him and KennyS, they've mopped up 3 already, leaving only KSD and Nico alive, but KSD is somehow goes up down to that lower bomb site. So KennyS making light work of Nico, and Maniac following up onto KSD. But with the bomb down, not a bad way to kind of take things, but, you know, I could imagine they'd like a couple more kills. But once again, you're on the T side up against CTs. You didn't do too bad.
Yeah, so that was an old strat. T-Spawn, obviously, all the way down here. You send one guy inside. You send a couple of guys out here, a couple of distractions down here. He then goes in through here and dives down vents and plants low. And
It's like a weird Christmas tree.
yeah. Fancy orange drawing for
It's
the
lovely.
win. Yeah, old strat, that one.
1.6s.
Seen that in 1.3 or something, and saw it in Source a few times. In fact, my old mix team, the good old boys from Plough, used to use that quite often. It was one of our fun vent dive tricks.
Were you called the boys from Plough?
We were called Plough, because we once played a French team who kept saying TG Plough all the time. So we nicknamed ourselves the Trenton Plough. That's what they were called, the Trenton Plough. We were trying to get into CGS at the time, and it didn't quite work. Enough of my rubbishy mix days, though. LDLC currently leading 6-4 right now. infectedNation on a buy. Oh, that grenade's going to be very good. Well, it looked good, but it wasn't quite as good as I thought it was going to be, but that is good. Super Fighter stands tall to win the 11th round for LDLC. And LDLC now have a 7-4 advantage. This is, again, starting to look more like the LDLC that we know, but they've been inconsistent all evening, it has to be said.
Yeah, normally I'd kind of say, well, this has already turned the tide. You know, they've got the momentum, they've got the rounds now. But it's LDLC currently who aren't that consistent. I feel like I can't quite put my faith in them yet. They have a phenomenally talented side. Every player of theirs is incredible. But the results just don't quite reflect that at times. But let's see how they fare this round. Obviously, we do see infectedNation up on a buy here. They do have weapons. They do have a solid chance to actually get some damage done now. I don't think there'll be too upset so far. But certainly extending that scoreline will be a bit of a bonus. So, flashes and smokes going into place. I think it's just about go time for iNation. Bursting out towards that upper bomb site. Being held in the tracks by Apex for a short while, but well, he's followed up with a second, actually. EMO did find Happy, but that's about it, as now only KGR is left standing, and light work being made of them there for a strat that worked so well initially. It seems LDLC is starting to kind of cotton on to what they're pulling here and countering it quite comfortably.
So round 12 is an 8-4 lead now for the French. 3 to go. They won all 3 as well. They won an 11-4. That would be a fine first half. Here comes KSD with the set smoke for outside. YNK's going to do one. This looks like an upper smoke through the window. And he's going to follow it up with some quick flashes as well. And they aren't great, it has to be said. Happy's not really... What the hell? Happy just rips the head off of KGR's shoulders through the smoke with, what, the first or second bullet at the very most on that outside. Apex gets himself another one here. Emmy, the only one to reply back thus far. Kenny S is down and out. But it's a 4 versus 3 for LDLC now. Minute remaining in round 13. Unlucky for some. Not looking all that unlucky right now for the Laurent de la Clégerie.com team. My French seems to tickle Pansy.
Oh.
Good job I've muted her right now. 30 seconds remaining in round 13. And infectedNation searching for an in right now. I haven't found one. Apex has detected some sounds down below. The fire is going off down low right now, and Nico's got himself one, gets himself a double. Fantastic couple of shots from Nico yet again, and it's now a 2 versus 1. Emmy's not going to be able to live long enough, though. Defuse will come in with ease from Apex. That'll be 9-4, and that is much more like it for LDLC.
Yeah, that's the form I expect from them. That's a thing with obviously the prestige that comes with that title of theirs and the players.
And remember, it was 4-2 to infectedNation.
Yeah,
7 in a row
point.
again from LDLC. It seems like they have to lose a few at the start, get themselves angry, and somehow that works for them.
Yeah, somehow. God only knows, but it seems to be paying off right now. Maybe they need to start doing that and getting that going a little bit earlier on in the other games, and maybe they could have had some better results recently, which is the thing. They've had such a strong run with Kenny S joining, but they've started to kind of feel that honeymoon period coming to a close. But we are in a new round here. So new challenges lay ahead, and Kenny S has already caught a glimpse of one. I believe he did tag up KSD there. But Nico, once again, sneaking right down towards that lower bomb site, getting the bomb down. Maniac has spotted his teammate, it was Emmy, and oh, beautifully followed up onto Nico as well. That was some lovely play going out, as now YNK is the only man standing up against 4, and someone going in for G's right now.
He's nowhere near the bomb right now.
He's got no hope in hell. He's getting the hell out of there. And, well, he's going to have to look forward to the next round. But I'm impressed with the fact they keep getting this bomb down on lower. Every time.
I mean, now that the vents are fixed and the doors fixed, it's actually
viable,
relatively straightforward to getting down there. It was a bit easier in Source and even easier in 1.6, but it's a viable chance. The problem is that you've got to time it at the same time. What some of the better teams will do in executing that strat is make sure that they've got men at Volcano Stairs, or they're going to push Ramp Room at the same time, so that you haven't got that diffuse opportunity, which has been afforded to LDLC twice now in the last 5 rounds. And infectedNation almost running out of ideas. They do need a few picks here at the start of rounds, which is exactly what Nico's done here in round 15. The final one of the half. If LDLC take it, 11-4 will be a decent result for them, considering how far back they were at 4-2. Here come the double flashes through Squeaky. Into main, they've blocked that one off nicely, actually. And now it's actually a dummy, because they're going to try and push through ramp with 3 men here. It's a 3 versus 3. They were expecting the upper push, but I think already by now, that's the problem with Nuke. It's such a slow map to get down there that it really does take so long that by the time they've not gone upper, the team who are covering upper realise they aren't going to go that way. Apex somehow wins against Emmy when he really shouldn't have done. And we're back to 2 versus 2. Apex not in the healthiest of shape just yet. And KGR, YNK will pick up 1 and the second. And infectedNation pick up the 5th round of their set of their first half. That's decent from them. 10-5 is the halftime score. I'm slightly thinking that infectedNation will be the mildly happier of the 2 teams.
Yeah, certainly reputation kept in mind. These guys are truly the underdogs here, you know, disregarding their history of 1.6, even though it wasn't necessarily as illustrious as some of the teams we see within this cup. You know, they've done a very good result against a highly respected team who, you know, you'd expect to be in the top 2 in this group. So, you know, I think they can go away already, you know, thinking they've done fairly well, but surely these guys will be wanting more. They've proven themselves already in this tournament. I think it's time to follow that up, and I can't wait to see what they have in store here. And picking up this pistol would be a huge moment for these guys. So, got to see if they can actually do that. LDLC opting for more of an outside focus here. Flashes going over. It's time to go for them. Going to push all the way towards Mac House, possibly down the back stairs as well. I think that's exactly where they're going. As iNation slowly clocking onto this idea. KSD already dropping down those vents and waiting to anticipate. Nico's still holding upper just in case. I can imagine they'll start making their way as soon as they get told. But Apex has kicked things off. Nice shot coming in from Kenny S there. Comfortably one shot, and the player going to go for a second, and he gets it. Kenny makes this look so damn easy, and it just isn't. That bomb is now down. KGR is not looking so hot right now. He's going to have to retract back on only 19 HP, and quickly and comfortably put down by Kenny S on a hat-trick of a round. And Kenny S makes this game look easy. He makes that pistol look like everyone can do that.
When he's on it, as he has been this evening, he's a beast.
Yeah.
Simply that. And the S at the end of his nickname doesn't stand for shell, but actually stands for super.
Kenny Super.
Yeah. You know, Super Fighter might have super at the start of his name, but Kenny has it where it counts. 11-5 is your score in this game. The other game is also going on right now, Alternate versus Western Wolves. That's at half-time right now. Alternate started on T-side, Dust2 first, and lead 8-7 at the half.
Wow.
So that one's not a foregone conclusion either. We also have Shotgun in play right now. It's not going to help out SF from long range, but presumably they'll protect him going across Mac into Volcano. And iNation have stacked 3 in the upper bomb site right now. And actually SF is going to just sit back here Oh, look at this. They've
Maniac.
boosted
Wow.
onto the air conditioning unit, and Maniac now is going to creep around. They're going to boost him up high as well. Pick off KGR, no problem at all. And the second one, lovely little boost. There's a third for Maniac. Happy deals with the other two. GG in round 2. Lovely play from LDLC. And they lead 12-5.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. I can't say anything other than that.
Perfect way to play, Nico.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. But finally we do see infectedNation getting some weaponry beside them. And, well, they've got to start doing something now. Because LDLC, once we've seen them, once they get that momentum, they can be the team to just completely run away with it. And, well, they obviously don't start doing that too soon if you're an iNation fan. Let's see if they can hold off the attacking French. Well, that's a good start for it. KSD does find Maniac towards the outside area. KGR just going to push up a touch. He might catch a glimpse, and he has. It's YNK to get the frag, though, somehow. KNS the only one to reply so far, taking down KGR, alleviating some of that pressure, but YNK is still in play right now. Knocked down to 51. Beautiful nade again. Nice perception of where he'd be as well. Leaving a 3v3 situation. KSD still holding the cross. He knows they're going to be watching him, and Happy could really cause trouble if he can get into the right place at the right time. Might catch iNation off here. Not sure yet if he's going to do it. Yes, he is. That is exactly what he wanted to do there. He's opened up that upper bomb site, alleviated the pressure that we saw KSD providing. And now, here come the remains of LDLC. EMI and Nico stand, so there's still a threat in play here. With 35 seconds, can they do anything? Well, EMA tried to only be met by Happy. Nico having a little bit better luck, but not for long as Kenny Super actually gets the frag there. So 13-5. The first round that we may have seen a little bit of resistance from infectedNation was, well, swept aside by LDLC then.
Yeah, and they needed to do the early buy as well because of the way the score is going currently. Yep. If they lose that one, obviously, which they did, it's now 13-5. So they eco this one. In theory, that's 14-5, but at least they can then buy with a chance of still winning the match, which is why they've done what they've done and lose out in round number 18. LDLC now making short work of KSD outside. Happy's trying to push through Radiant. Oh, well, he thought secondly. Thought better of it. And has now pulled back. Kenny S, who's also got a 1 in his name this evening. I'm not going to argue with him. I think there's a few men up for that title, but he's definitely one of them that would challenge. Happy's picked himself up a couple. He's another man who would challenge away. He's had a beastly evening. And look at that. Apex gets another one inside the bomb site on the upper. And KGR, now the last man standing, does get a frag and a gun. And, ooh, he's avoided one. Got the second one somehow, but not the third. Kenny S locking him down for the final kill of the round. And LDLC moved to 14-5 now, just 2 rounds away from victory. But guess what? I've said that twice already this evening, and they've won neither.
Maybe you're their bad luck charm.
Hey, don't start blaming it on the red-eye curse.
Oh, God, there's an actual curse?
There is a curse, but it's reserved to travelling.
Just travelling?
Just travelling. It doesn't affect teams or players.
Well, I have to see about that right now.
Yeah, although I think if anyone from Spale is listening right now from World of Tanks, they'll probably disagree. I may have thought about Finnish tanks breaking.
Oh, God.
And they lost.
I don't know how you're allowed to talk anymore, but YNK is proving the red-eye curse right so far as he has taken the first frag onto Maniac, the danger man from the last couple of rounds.
Hold on. How is this my fault?
It's all your fault. You're a man, don't you realise this? Kind of, you know, you get there, you'll get there. 44 situation, nevertheless, as LDLC have even things up so far. Nico, nice close range flash there, just taking Happy right out of the picture. And Auto Director reminding us of that moment. Yeah, nice arm. That's a great arm. I love that arm. It's my favourite arm. But, well, EMI's found another. KSD following suit as now only SF stands, and he's in a bit of a pickle. And put out of it by EMI, so red eye curse. Maybe we spoke too soon. 14-6, it'd be a massive comeback. It's a huge ask.
It is a big ask. I mean, they are on the CT side, so they have that big ask. Big ask. They are on the CT side, so they have that as their advantage right now. But they are a long way back, and they need to win all 10 rounds in a row. It was 11. It's now 10. And if they can win a few rounds and just get a little bit of a momentum going, then that will put the fear of God into LDLC right now. As YNK has got himself one in Mac building. I think he's probably going to go down under fire. He's only got 12 health remaining, but he did a huge amount of damage on that. Superfighter down to 55, Kenny's down to 73, and Maniac obviously down to nothing. And finally, he will be picked off by Apex at the back of Mac building. KSD just sitting down in vents right now with Kenny S just to the side of him. Not entirely sure he knows that he's there, but he'll stay. Yeah, he does know he's there. Absolutely does he know he's there. But he's done enough to scare them off. And they've both retreated way back to Volcano Stairs now. Bomb on the back of Superfighter. They've got a man on top of Tin who is waiting, and a man at the bottom of ladder making his way back towards an upper bomb site. Top of Tin is disposed. So is the man who came up vents, both of them by Superfighter. Super work from the Frenchman. And now, bomb about to go down. Another man inside vents. This is looking good for LDLC. Last man living is KGR. It's all on him in a 1v4. It's now changed to a 1v3. Got to save his weapon here, surely. And is starting to back away as we get a little bit of lag, but nothing more. Keep your fingers crossed. Save a prayer for me. Shut the hell up, it's Duran Duran night. And LDLC now will be one round away from beating infectedNation for the third time this evening. They have a chance at winning a match. Oh, you could argue, actually, it's probably the second time. They were on match point earlier on. They had 5 of them against alternate attacks, lost all 5. They've now got 9 match points against infectedNation. And remember, even if they win this game, they still might not go through. I wonder if we can get an update while Pansy takes you through round 22 of the other game between alternate and Western Wolves.
Yeah, and we can see the absolute struggle that infectedNation are having right now. They don't have the weapons, and they certainly don't have the players, but Nico does have the power right now. He's taking down Happy there with the shotgun, evening the score. So 4v4 situation, but LDLC still firmly in control of this round, unless Nico can find somehow some more frags. He's doing the damage. He's been put to bed by Kenny S. Flash is not going to help things, as LDLC are looking very good in this round. As now, once again, only KGR stands. GG well plays are already being said. There's absolutely no faith in KGR from the iNation boys.
I hate that when that happens.
Indeed. And he's got the first. Let's even find 3 more. 53 seconds to defend, not going to happen, and Kenny S will be the one and only to end this one out.
So, there you have it. Finally, at the third time of asking, LDLC have won themselves a group game this evening, after going so close in the other two. 15-15 in their opening game against alternate attacks, and then a 16-14 defeat against Western Wolves. Can tell you that Western Wolves are currently 12-8 up on the T side on Dust 2 against alternate attacks after being 8-7 down at halftime. So they've taken 5 rounds in a row. Hopefully we can drop you into that match fairly shortly. I'm going to try and find an IP address. I think you might have had one, actually, didn't you? Did you?
No, I didn't get
you
one.
You didn't have
no.
one. Okay.
Sadly. You do. Why don't we try and get hold of that? Hopefully we can. I've got to say, the last couple of games, the groups we've had have all had upsets. We've been
very
really lucky.
Yeah, we have been very lucky. I think all 4 groups have been very entertaining for different reasons, though. First game was, you know, pretty interesting because of ESC and Na'Vi. Very true. And you'd like, whoa, which one's going to go through?
The
and it was
1.6s as well.
Absolutely.
You had everything there.
It was stacked in that group as well, in terms of there were 3 very big teams in it, and only 2 could qualify. And it was pretty much the same yesterday with NIP's group as well. I had obviously a Nexus in that one as well. I have got an IP, so let's see if this works, and hopefully we'll be able to drop you into the very last game that's still going on right now between alternate attacks and Western Wolves. We need to know the answer, need to know the result from this to find out the answer to who goes through. We already know Western Wolves are safely through, that's confirmed anyway, having won both of their games so far. Let's drop you into the game right now. It's 12-9 to Western Wolves. So alternate making a little bit of a comeback in their last round after losing 5 in a row. And alternate right now, well, they're probably getting the news that LDLC have won. So LDLC now move to 4 points. They're ahead of infectedNation, who finish on 3. infectedNation now cannot qualify. Alternate are currently sitting at the bottom of the group on a single point, thanks to that draw. But now, I've just come to the conclusion that this game doesn't matter.
How so?
Mathematically, in my brain just went, maths, this ain't going to work. Because LDLC already won 16-6.
Right.
Therefore, have a 10-round advantage.
So there's nothing.
And Alternate have already conceded 12 against Western Wolves.
A shame, to be fair.
Western Wolves, hold on, because Team Alternate won.
Oh, lordy lord.
I need to find out what the other result was. Have a look at the other result on your screen while we watch mine.
Yeah, hopefully
Go to the
it's been
website, it'll
updated.
be on there, and I'll do some quick maths as we're going through, because I've got a feeling they're not quite out of this just yet.
Let's see if I can get hold of that.
Huh? So Team Alternate are out. That's what I'm being told in my ear right now.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Shame.
Do you know what?
What's that?
Whatever. See, that's the trouble with maths. It just becomes boring. So that's it, done and dusted in the group. That game's going to finish off, and they're going to finish out the game, but there's no point in hanging around in there any longer. Western Wolves versus Team Alternate is irrelevant to the group stages. Yeah. And as expected, although not the way we expected it to happen, LDLC and Western Wolves have qualified from Group D. What we'll also do is just show you the groups as they stand right now. This is not up to date, okay? So this has still got the last 2 matches to go on there. But if we just show you where the groups are right now, Group A, Copenhagen Wolves, one of only 2 teams so far, other than Western Wolves, who could still make it there as well, to have a perfect record in the group stage is unusual. Copenhagen Wolves with 3 out of 3 in Group A. They qualified with ESC, who narrowly went through after a stunning win against Sprint Fox, 16-1, whereas Na'Vi could only manage a 16-8. That's what it came down to in the end, the rounds between the 2 of them. So Na'Vi not making the quarterfinals. ESC making it for the 2nd consecutive season. Let's hope they actually turn up this year, because they weren't able to come through last season due to an illness from one of the players. Copenhagen Wolves also qualified. They won one of the cups this season too. Virtus Pro and Very Games came through in Group B as we expected again. A little bit of a fight put up by Faculty. And in Group C, although it was a really weird group where 3 teams tied on 3, the best round difference came from Ninjas in Pyjamas, mainly thanks to the fact that they thrashed a Nexus on Nuke 16-1, and that saw them through to the quarterfinals to defend their crown. They are the defending RaidCall EMS 1 champions. Fnatic top in that group. They were the runners-up last season in the grand final as well. They're going to be back on LAN. And also then tonight, from Group D, Western Wolves safely through, regardless of their final result against Alternate, which they were leading, and they will be joined by Team LDLC.com for the first time on the playoffs, having been in 5 of the cups over the last 2 seasons. They finally make it through to the LAN finals. So we'll have 2 French teams, and LDLC will have a chance to prove that they are not France's 2nd best team, but indeed they are the first. It's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah.
8 teams.
They're all sensational teams,
Yeah,
I've got to say.
fantastic,
And the one thing I want to see is obviously Kenny S.
Yep.
With LDLC now.
Yep. Head-to-head with Very Games.
That's what I want to see.
Has to be done.
I love the little revenge tales that you get coming out of these, and that's certainly what I want to see. I'm a little bit saddened about Team X because I think they did great last time they came here, and last time in the finals especially. They're a team that I really love. I love the way they play. They're very passionate, and they're generally very good. And it was obviously a very close group. I don't think they can be upset with the results. It's more of just a shame that they had such a hard group to be in. I don't think there's really a harder group. It's a shame not to see Na'Vi here, but then again, ESC, hopefully they can come through in Copenhagen Wolves, another team that we've not really seen at the event. So we've got a couple of fresh faces, as you said, that I think can all be very dangerous.
Yes. What I've also learned is that France have 2. Scandinavia,
Jesus,
strong.
Just a touch.
Strong right now. 4 teams of the 8 in the quarterfinal
Wow.
are either from Denmark or Sweden. So Denmark producing some fantastic Counter-Strike players again.
Oh,
they had loads back
How
in the
do
day
they
as
do
well.
it? Like, I don't get it.
I think they breed them. I think they've taken the semen from Element and fused it with some of Heaton's blood and cooked up something with Spawn's reaction times in
Somehow.
And then cloned all of these Counter-Strike players in Scandinavia. I think that's what happens up there.
Maybe there's something in the snooze, who knows? These
well,
guys...
or maybe it's in the snooze, it could be a good point
Could
there.
be.
Anyway, enough of the nonsense from us this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in all season long to the second season of the RaidCall EMS 1. And thank you for tuning in this evening as well to Group D. And all this week, it's been some fantastic Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
There will be more at DreamHack this weekend. Sadly, neither of us will be there for the Counter-Strike, but I will be there. I will be there doing something else. You heard it here first. Well, you probably didn't. You probably already knew. But sadly, I won't be doing any CSGO over the weekend. But you are in capable hands with a fantastic lineup of commentary team. Enjoy your DreamHack, and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time on the 29th and 30th of June for the RaidCall EMS 1 LAN Finals for Season 2. We'll see you then.